Hello everyone, I'm Fire Ice, and today we'll be continuing on with the adventure in D&D. This week we have our regular group of players. We have Matt.
Hello.
Dean.
Hello.
Gabe.
Hi.
And finally Josh.
I'm the favorite.
That's what some say. Some would disagree.
Everyone loves giant cat men.
Everybody does, yes. To quote Ayla, he's a delight. Anyone who watches High Rolls will get the reference. If you don't, that's just a weird comment.
If I fits, I sits.
Oh dear. Okay, so a quick recap on what happened last week. The party were continuing their investigation into the circumstances. Into the circumstances. That's not the correct words. They were still investigating the ruins, having just fought. They started off with a fight against a flying dagger of some sort that seemed to attack Death's Last Defense. They then continued investigating, finding some blood that had been splattered on some sort of barrel, and decided to cautiously continue their way through this sort of dungeon. They then found another room which contained some sort of healing potion. Obviously, it must have been left by mistake. They then could hear some voices coming from ahead. Deciding to investigate, they heard a male voice shout out to them and asking them to surrender. When they refused, a fight broke out in which they managed to defeat what they found out to be a half-orc and a half-elf. Jorasos was knocked down and after the fight was able to be brought back up by Death's Last Defense. Unfortunately, they couldn't defeat the satyr that was there. She managed to escape by using some sort of magic after pulling out a silver necklace. They all decided to interrogate the orc, who told them information as to why he'd been hired. He'd been given some gold and been asked to capture some people, those people being the party and the rest of the caravan. The final bit of information you got out of him was that there was something to do with a house. Maybe some caravan, people from the caravan were taken to some sort of house or something. He wasn't really sure. After this last bit of information, Death's Last Defense decided to kill the half-orc, and then Jorasos decided to burn the bodies, which smote the rest of the party out of the old ruins. They then decided they would head towards some sort of settlement they could see in the distance. They could see like chimney smoke rising, and about half a day's travel towards where they needed to be. They travelled for 3 hours before needing to take some sort of long rest, and that is where we left off last session. So this session we start out with everyone waking up.
A wish scroll?
No. You did not find a wish scroll? The DM is going to smite Death's Last Defense. Yep, so...
Urza probably burned the wish scroll by accident when he burned down the entire building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
think
happened, yes, definitely. Yeah, so we're going to start out with this session with everyone in this sort of copse of woods having made camp in what Aingeal believed to be a safe place. And yeah, it's probably about 7 or 8 a.m. And I leave it to you.
Alrighty. Should we head towards the chimneys? Perhaps it would be good to get some resources.
Getting back to civilization should be nice.
I could not agree more with you.
Keep your guards up.
Why?
Jorasos just sat there polishing his Zephos. How do we know the people who captured us weren't hiding out in this village and that there are more of them?
That is
Well-
equally a fair point.
There's smoke coming up there. More than just a few people. So you see they're group or the town is completely full of people who want us dead, or it's a normal village.
Regardless, whether they be cruel or good, they will not stand in our way. Let us push
Okay.
on.
Yeah. And then I think she'll start heading out.
You may...
Yeah.
Probably takes about 10-15 minutes to get back onto the road that you were travelling along. And yeah. You can travel... It's probably about... I did a little bit of maths between sessions. And it's probably still about another 7 or 8 hours towards this place. The sort of route seems to wind around sort of the hills in the area. So there's no sort of direct path.
Cue Jorasos just ripping trees out of the ground to make a new path.
I don't think Jorasos has the strength to rip up trees. Unfortunately.
I don't know. 19
yet.
strength is pretty good.
Don't mind me, I'm just making an encounter.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Nothing to be worried about.
No, it's nothing to be worried about at all. Sorry,
I wonder what you would get if you rolled for it.
I'm gonna start looking for battle music.
No, it's not for now. It's just that I needed to make an encounter and I forgot to
In
make
general
it.
speak, yeah. Happens from time to time.
So I just need to
I
make...
won't accept your apology.
Smite! No.
Ah!
Yeah, that should be a good enough fight. Anyway, what you may...
There's a sign here that says "Beware of falling mount."
Yeah, so take it you're going to make your way towards the village. I'm going to say, Aingeal, you make me a nature check to see if you can know what the place name would be.
I think I've only done 2 nature checks. I got +5 and failed both times.
Yeah.
Previously.
See if that keeps
Okay.
up.
That's a 19 total.
Yeah. So you remember that the route that the caravan was taking. The next place that you would have come across would be sort of a smallish village. Probably about, yeah. It's not a large village. It's big enough to have its own sort of walls, a small amount of guards, and it is a place called Little Rossington.
Okay, I will pass that on to the group then. Everyone, I remember this place. The zombies ahead are probably tied to a small village called Little Rossington.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's a fair
So-
bit smaller than my hometown.
Yeah, you'd know that.
Yes.
Oh, hopefully there's some place for us to rest our heads and whatnot.
That would be nice.
I mean, you reckon that this village will have some sort of inn or tavern? Yep, so you continue along the road. It's a sort of fairly pleasant day. I have actually wrote it down now as to what time of year it would be. It would be, because I've actually got a calendar now. You may have noticed in the server.
Yes. Yes.
And it's probably around sort of the 12th of Ilsage, which is sort of the equivalent of August. So, it's still very much warm. It's probably, like, the fields are probably filled with sort of quite well grown wheat and everything.
Nice.
So, yeah. You carry on. Yeah, it takes another about... Well, it depends what sort of pace are you going on.
Probably pretty normal pace.
Yeah.
So anyone wants to slow it down or speed it up.
Which for
I
7
mean,
foot Jorasos is probably like a brisk pace anyway.
based upon the suggestion. Yeah.
No, don't listen to what I'm saying.
Normal.
It genuinely doesn't make a difference.
I'm saying death suggestion. I think normal makes sense.
Yeah. Alright.
Like, we're not slowing down to analyze everything, we're just staying vigilant.
Yeah, so...
Oh.
I've just made a difference in... I've just changed the map in Roll20.
Yes, you did.
So yeah, you've been making your way there. Yeah, so as you get nearer, you can see there's a small wooden palisade wall around the edge of this village. Again, you can sort of see several... Because you're sort of... The way that it is, it's sort of nestled lower in the valley, so as you're coming along, you're sort of slightly above it. So you can see that you can see a rough layout as to the major streets. Yeah, you can see that there's sort of 3 major entrances. You will be arriving from the west entrance. So, here on the map.
Yeah.
So you'll be appearing from that side of the place. Actually, I'll show that for the rest of the audience. And yeah, so as you make your way towards it, there's some guards sort of stood on like a small tower next to the west entrance. They just shout out. The gates are closed, by the way, as well. As you're coming towards it, and you the guards just shout out, "Who's there?"
Just some travelers.
We were
let's
part
see.
of a caravan, but
Yeah.
it was attacked by bandits, I presume.
You just see one of them sort of shield the mouth and seems to say something to the other, and the other one goes rushing down. The other one just stands there with sort of a bow ready to shoot if anyone tries anything.
Pull all the attention.
We need to make sure that everything is true. There's stuff going on at the moment. You can see this is like probably quite a young looking sort of half elf guard. Sort of tanned skin, green eyes. Just stand there, just looking to see what you're doing. After a few minutes, another figure appears. This time it's again it's another sort of half elf by the looks of it. Seems a bit broader, a bit more muscular, and seems to be wearing something. Seems to be wearing slightly better armor as well. Who shouts out, "I hear you were part of a caravan. Where was this caravan coming from?"
From the west, on the way toward.
Okay.
I'll
Just-
explain my part. I had boarded it at Ardenellen and it was on its way to Langford. We were attacked.
Yeah.
And that's the last I knew of it.
Can you all please drop your weapons? You may hide.
Aingeal,
Out of character,
Okay,
you can probably hide things on you as well.
Now
Yeah.
Jorasos is gonna hide his shield or his Cephos anywhere.
Aingeal puts her bow on the ground, but probably hides her short swords.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, Jorasos will stab his Zephos into the ground and then lean the sword or lean the shield up against next to it, and he's just eyeing people like, if you do anything with these, I will end you.
Yeah, so you see this sort of more burly looking guard disappear from this sort of tower that's just behind a wall. And then you sort of hear chunk, chunk. And then the gate slowly opens.
Death is going to like look at the guy and just go, "This scythe is of great spiritual significance for me. I will not part with it."
This is good enough that you dropped your weapons. You may pick them up. That was just to see and make sure that you weren't going to defy any orders.
Aingeal picks her bow back up, then
Yeah,
Obviously.
Jorasos will collect his Zephos and shield, sheath the sword, put the shield on his back.
Yeah, and he beckons you towards the entrance. Quick, make your way in quickly, please.
I comply.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
just walking.
as you make your way in, you can hear there's some sort of disruption going on sort of in the centre of town, somewhere around here. there's some sort of disruption. You can sort of see there's quite a few people gathered around some sort of. You guess it would be maybe a gallows or something like that. That is probably the best way of describing it. It's like a small wooden structure. Seems to be sort of fairly hastily built and looks fairly new as well, looking at the wood. There doesn't seem to be much dirt or grime on it. Yeah. You can sort of just about see from this distance that there's two figures stood on, three figures on the structure. One seems to be glinting like gold in the sun. Then there's two other slightly shorter figures. Yeah, you may speak to. Oh yeah, I should probably do that. His. As I know you are all safe. What are your names, please?
Jorasos,
Callie.
the Ironmane.
My name is Aingeal Clarsach.
I am known as Death's Last Defense.
Name's Callie.
He just seems to write the names down on a sort of in like a small notebook kind of thing. Because my name is John. Apologies for the slightly hostile entrance. But there have
Yeah, what's that about?
there have been some events going on recently. I take it from your appearance that you are some sort of adventurers, or
Yeah, we can handle ourselves in a fight or two.
good. It will be good to have some people who can handle themselves. The leader is up on the structure at the moment. They've captured a high elf, as they believe them to be responsible for something that's going on at the moment. I will get them to speak to you. He sort of slowly starts wandering along. He's still keeping an eye on everyone, but yeah, he sort of slowly starts leading you along the street. I mean, you may ask questions as you wish in character.
I basically say to him, well, ask him, with you bringing us to this person, this high elf, are they not cooperating with you?
Well, that's the thing. They don't appear to have done anything wrong. However, the...
Grenades.
Oh, sorry. I thought someone said something. However, the villagers seem to believe that he's responsible for something. He seems to have some control of magic.
I think they're
Huh. Well, that sounds like a mystery. And that sounds like fun.
I will not allow an innocent to face undue justice.
Bring
I
us to the
particularly
elf.
want as a fellow high elf.
Bring us to the elf.
Yeah, so sort of you start walking towards the place. You can see that it's sort of quite a large gathered crowd around this structure. They seem to be shouting. You can't pick out individual words necessarily, but there's a lot of shouting going towards this structure. You pick out. Well, in fact, everyone make me a quick perception check. Just
They have
to
tanks now.
see if you pick up anything.
Alrighty.
Oh, goody. I'm so good at these.
Ah, only I had advantage somehow.
Well, that's not terrible. Rolled a 16.
Dirty 20.
I got back-to-back dirty 19s.
So everyone apart from Callie, you sort of pick up. You hear. You can't see where it is, but you hear a woman's voice shouting. But my husband went disappearing 5 days ago, and you still haven't found him. To which you hear. Now that you're a bit closer, you can see these figures. So there's one in the middle who seems to be stood there and is sort of the main one that's sort of speaking back to the crowd. Appears to be some sort of, again, this is a half-elf / human settlement, so there's going to be quite a few half-elves here. So you see a half-elf, where's my notes going, with sort of light-coloured skin, tinged with a bit of green, long brown hair that's tied back into a ponytail, and sort of leaf green eyes. Seems to be wearing sort of muted greens and browns in sort of almost like a woodsman's style or hunter's style, and some sort of like leather armour of some sort. And he seems to be the main one that's sort of shouting back to the crowd. To his right, you can see this quite tall, quite muscular figure. And it's quite an unusual figure to see in this part of the world. You see this female gold dragonborn. She sort of seems to stand at probably about 6'5", possibly, and seems very strong. And yeah, she's wearing some sort of like apron, like a blacksmith's apron, and seems to be wearing sort of fairly basic clothes otherwise. She seems to be just watching the crowd, just making sure that no one is getting too rowdy. And the final figure you can see on this platform is sort of a fairly sort of skinny looking high elf. He appears to have been manacled to this structure. Obviously something that's going on here. They seem to have got him captive at the moment. And he's sort of fairly skinny, wearing sort of a long cloak and things like that. And as they see the four of you approaching, this the half elf looks over to the dragonborn, seems to mutter something. Then you just hear this dragonborn bellow out, "Please leave. That is enough for today. Please go back to your houses. We are still trying to sort this out." You may try and help this dragonborn in trying to clear the crowd, if you wish.
Oh yeah. I'll like get up on a box nearby and be like, "All right, guys, all right, that's enough for today. It's not a show." That type of thing. To try to disperse the crowd that way.
Give me a. This is going to be a persuasion check, because I highly doubt a halfling will be very intimidating.
Hey,
that's good. Yeah, so a mixture of. I mean, obviously anyone else can help as well if they wish, but
Yeah.
I'll just change how I describe it.
I basically say, I advise you all listen. I wouldn't want to invoke the wrath of the Dragonborn.
Jorasos is literally just stood amongst the crowd, or my wrath. 7-foot tall fucking lion man just overshadowing everybody.
Yeah, you can
Arm-
definitely give me an intimidation check.
Death is going to help Jorasos with advantage, and like what he's gonna do is he's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna have his scythe just be there, just purely.
Yeah, Jorasos, you would probably get quite a few strange looks as you walk into the crowd. Imagine that even before you say anything, people backing away from you.
It's a 12. With advantage, I get 13.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I think the standard thing of a big lion man being there in the first place is probably doing enough. And with Callie's shouts.
There's that tank just right there.
Yeah, so with that, the crowd sort of starts to disperse. There are still a couple that seem to, at first, don't seem that keen in leaving. However, after a couple more shouts from this dragonborn, even the most stubborn ones start to leave and either return to their houses or return to shops, things like that. This John then, this person who you've met, who is calling themselves John, he seems to walk up towards the sort of stage or platform. Sort of, it seems to say something quietly to this half elf. It's either have some sort of hushed conversation of some sort. The half elf seems to look up to you a couple of times, like just scanning the four of you.
Mm-hmm.
You sort of see a slight nod from him, and he comes down saying, hello, you are travellers?
Yeah,
Yes.
that we are. Just arrived here, like 5 minutes ago.
Everyone can give me a quick insight check on this guy.
Why not?
So good at that.
Hey,
Good.
16.
Dirty 20.
Right,
50.
is that insight?
Yeah.
That is 16.
But yeah, everyone, you all can see that he seems sort of a bit tired, seems a bit... Even though he's trying to keep this sort of front up, I'd say that you can probably just about work out that he seems a bit sort of stressed and a bit sort of like nervous about things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
He just turns to you and goes, "Yes, you are travellers. This will be of a great help for things that are currently going on. May I ask what your names are?" You can all introduce yourself, and then
Yeah.
I am notes. I am Erison. I am, I guess, the leader of this town. I don't really consider myself the leader, however, everyone seems to regard me as such. Yeah, we seem to have some sort of... We've been having a few issues going on recently. I will warn you, please do not travel east. We haven't had anything... We normally have good trade coming from the east, and we have not had any trade coming in whatsoever. So I believe there's something going on the road to the east. It may be something else. It may be something to do with Well, you see, we've been having some people go missing. And I worry that the trade has also been going missing in a similar way.
Our caravan was attacked and we were taken prisoner. We saw no sign of the other caravaneer.
Excuse me. He seems to think for a second. Have you come from the west?
That's correct.
Oh, that's worrying news indeed. If there are attacks going on from the west as well. Seems slightly sort of stressed at this news. Like, confirms my fears that I believe this is what's happening to the east as well, that there seem to be either attacks or disruption on the road. Strange. Normally the only disruption around here is from the occasional wolf or occasional bear, things like that. But we've never had this many things not arrive here.
The one in charge of the ones who captured us was some sort of mystical creature, a fae perhaps. Had half human deer legs.
Let's see.
Yeah, real weirdo.
Let's see how much he knows. Let's roll a d20 and find out if he knows anything about fae. He apparently knows a lot about fae.
That fucking natural 20.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of makes sense that, because of, yeah. This has been, like, there's woodland around, so it kind of makes sense. Yes, a fae, what, did they have any particular features that you could describe?
Antlers, deer legs. The top half was human.
It seems to think for a second. Possibly a satyr then, but they're normally good. They're normally good aligned. Why would one of them decide to?
She seemed stricken with some kind of madness. Took delight in.
Yeah, maybe she thinks she's doing good.
Ah, some sort of madness. Okay. It's not known for such creatures to gain madness, though. Strange. But that is worrying news if the Fae themselves seem to have been corrupted.
You think there could be more than her?
I don't know. I mean, certainly the villagers that have been going missing seem to just disappear overnight.
No struggle? Nothing?
There seems to be some sort of struggle, but the trail just doesn't lead anywhere. Just, I mean, I can show you. I can show you. Oh, sorry. Go on, Josh.
Does there seem to be any sort of connection between those missing?
No, it's
Distinct features?
it seems completely random who's been targeted. Doesn't seem like they're particularly going for the strong. It doesn't seem like they're going for any particular type of people.
So there's no definite modus operandi.
Not that we can gather so far.
When does that happen usually? Night, I assume?
Yes, we have had six have gone missing so far. And they all seem to have disappeared during the night. At a similar time to when these disappearances started happening is when this wizard arrived. Some sort of He's able to cast spells. I'm not a magic user, so I don't know if they're powerful or not. But
that is a good question. Angel, you seem smart. I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any magic that, like, whenever you're going somewhere, it'll just make it so no one can follow you?
Would can I roll an Arcana check for that?
yeah, because you're not
Okay.
that high level yet. Yeah, so yeah.
I believe you. You can do this. You have Bardic Inspiration. can add
18 total.
You can add a d6 to this roll.
Oh, in that case, 19 total.
Yeah, he seems to think that there's possibly a spell. You're not quite sure what it's called. Without trace. Something without trace. You're not quite sure, but you know that there are spells out there that will let you travel without leaving tracks.
Okay, I'll say that. Yes, there is such a spell. I'm not sure of its name exactly. It has something without trace in its title.
Interesting.
I am not a magic user, unfortunately. If there are such magics that allow you to leave without traces, then that is a possibility as to how they're going away. But that doesn't make sense for the fact that we have people guarding the exits. After the second one went missing, we decided we had to close the town down.
Mm.
At night we've had, well, as you saw when you arrived, most likely, we've had the gates closed.
Have the disappearances been happening within the town's walls?
Yes, they've all happened at night. After the first two, we also reached out to the outlying farms and lumber. We reached out to.
I just want a pair of binos for whoever needs binos.
How long has this
Yeah.
prisoner
Sorry.
been here?
I was getting distracted by background noise.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
just gonna happen.
There are several outlying farms and lumberyards, and we reached out to them to warn them to come back into the safety of the village, as if we are having issues here, then those outlying farms are going to be more of an issue. They don't have the same defense as we have.
Have you heard from them recently?
Most of them have returned. The only two that haven't are the I've lost my notes. Are the Glinruns. They have a small sort of lumber yard, or sort of they deal with logs and lumber in the local area. They didn't return any message, and neither did the Donala family. They're some sort of they're a farming family. We haven't had word back from them. The rest of the outlying places we asked returned.
How long has this accused individual been here?
Around about the same time as the first one went disappearing. The wizard arrived around 12 days ago, and the first disappearance was 10 days ago.
Wait, say that again?
The wizard arrived 10 days ago, and the first disappearance was... sorry, I'm saying that the wrong way. The wizard arrived 12 days ago. The first disappearance was 10 days ago.
Oh? That's not good.
So immediately the
Well, have
Yeah.
there been any disappearances when you've captured him?
yes, there have still been. As I say, that was the first one, and then it seems to be in a pattern of either every couple of days or. I mean, the first time it seemed every night for the first 3, and then a couple of days passed before the next 2 started disappearing. We haven't had any disappearances for the past couple of nights. Maybe if your caravan was attacked. Maybe that was.
Maybe
Seems
that
to
was
just
part of
think.
the problem.
Yeah.
But the dispensers are still happening while this wizard's here.
Yes,
Then
yeah, carry on.
then it doesn't make much sense that he is at least largely responsible for them. If anything, he'd just be part of it.
Well, you see, that's the thing. The wizard is the only thing to have really changed in the town recently. And we hadn't had any issues before then. See, most of the people around here, they're quite simple. They're not well educated. They don't know how much magic people can have or how little magic they can have. People start disappearing. They're going to assume they're someone who can cast magic.
Interesting.
Jorasos will approach the elf wizard. You there. What is your name?
Oh God, I've got to try and do a different voice again. My name is Bayala.
Do you claim innocence in the face of the accusations against you?
Well, yes, I am simply a travelling performer. Why would I have anything to do with this? They have been keeping me locked up. I cannot possibly be responsible for these disappearances.
Jorasos sort of just kneels to... This is a he or a she?
He?
Jorasos just sort of kneels to his level and looks him in the eyes. That is not for me to say. I do not know magic. But given my heritage and where I come from and this blade and this shield that I carry now, if you are innocent, I will see to it that you are exonerated.
I cannot prove my innocence. These villagers are mad. They just blame anything that isn't themselves.
That could be a
you
problem for
could
us.
find things that perhaps you could provide information that we do not know. There's evidence of a spell or spells that can allow people to travel without leaving tracks or any sort of evidence.
I don't know these spells. I simply use magic for my performances. People don't know magic and seem to just believe that because I can use magic that I am the all-powerful wizard.
Well, are they wrong?
No, I am not a powerful wizard. I simply have some basic magical stuff that I've
He can
learned.
do parlor tricks.
What was
Is
that?
that correct?
What was that, Gabe?
You can merely do parlor tricks with your magic. Is that correct?
Yes, I just use the magic to aid my performance.
That sounds like a good idea. I'll have to try that in the future.
My people
Well-
have similar performers.
Sounds like he doesn't know anything. Unless you know something that could help us.
Yeah, I mean, you're all welcome to give a insight check.
There goes the truck.
Yeah, probably gonna do that.
Well,
9
those of you-
total.
Yeah. How much total?
9.
9.
Insight.
11.
His truck when you got
I rolled an 11. We're best
Four-
friends now.
14.
And
Yeah, I mean, it seems believable to everyone. It seems believable that he's some sort of just a simple magic user that uses it for his performances. With that whopping... with those whopping results.
amazing. We're the most insightful party.
We are.
We're the best.
good work, boy.
All right. What was the name of the guy that kind of was guiding us around and telling us what's going on? I forgot.
It is... Sorry, I keep forgetting as well. Eresin.
Collect all the corpses, take them back to base. So
Everson.
much
Kind of like
Eresin.
yeah, got it. Is he just like a guard, or is he like?
He
I forgot.
told
Yeah.
himself he's the sort of leader of the... He sort of called himself the leader of the town.
And what was the name of this high elf wizard?
That is Biolair. I'm just going to put that in chat because
Mouthful.
complicated word.
Spelling is difficult.
I shall put that in session. There. So it's... Because yeah, I like to use weird spellings as well.
Yeah, why not? So yeah, I'll turn over to Ariston and be like, well, this is all wonderful and good and stuff. But I don't see directly how this relates to us at the moment.
Well,
However, I think we could be persuaded to help out for a little bit of something that would benefit us.
this is not a rich town. However, we do have a small reserve of gold. What shall I say? I can probably spare 250 gold, but that is all I can spare.
Well, if it's all you can spare, there's nothing you can do about that. I suppose we will talk amongst ourselves and figure that out and whatnot.
If you
Because I cannot speak for what they are gonna do.
one final thing I'll point out, if you wish to help out, I'm sure Trim at the Three Barrels, that's the local tavern, will be able to help you out with some rooms. We're quite full, but due to the families that we've asked to come over, however, there may be a room there.
All right. And I'll turn to the rest of the group. All right. So, what do you guys think?
Difficult to say. Personally, I don't trust this elf person.
I do think we should go to the tavern now and talk it over.
Agreed.
And furthermore, until we know for sure, we should stay tied to this structure.
Alrighty then. Well, Arison, I suppose we'll get our answer back to you.
Harrison just turns to the Dragonborn and says, "Can you help me? Where's her name? Zagoth. Can you help me move this wizard back to the cells? I think that was enough for today." She nods, and he makes his way up and undoes the manacles to allow him to actually be able to move away from this post, and then sort of does them up once he's free of them, and the two of them start moving away.
Alrighty. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Out of character.
Okay.
No worries.
What about in character?
In character, Angel seems to not be quite with it, strangely. Strange.
Strange, isn't it?
Very strange. This might be my... do you wish to make your way to the
Take it out.
to the tavern?
Take it out.
Hey, senor.
No problem.
So, which of these buildings is the tavern?
I better show it on the map. The tavern is this building.
What is this that you're bringing over?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. I specifically made it bigger.
Or
I may have uploaded to the map without adding anything.
The only two buildings that really stand out are the temple and the
Yeah.
the tavern. So
So, yeah, as we're walking, I'll kind of address the party. So, what do we think?
There's not enough information to come to a real conclusion.
No, not about who did it or whatever. It's, do we want money to get paid for this job?
I personally have no need for gold myself. Oh, by the way, I found 20 pieces in that dungeon earlier. Would anyone like to have it?
I could take some of it, I suppose.
He just
If you're
gives you
just-
all of it.
All right.
Distribute it amongst the two of you. I know
All right.
Jorasos doesn't care too much for gold anyway, from what
You're
I
giving away gold. I
last
won't
heard.
hesitate to take it.
Give you 10.
Yoink. Yeah, I've got 10.
I don't think if we accept any gold, I won't need more than the bare minimum needed for survival.
Well, I like having money. So I
Aingeal
am
Clarsach.
good for accepting this job.
Aingeal Clarsach. Well, the money I will use will be funding research to find more information upon the world, which will help us longer term.
Well,
I do not mind receiving gold, though I would prefer supplies or something tangible and useful.
Oh, with 250 gold, we can get a lot of that stuff, I think.
if you say so.
I do say so. That's how money works.
Money does help them.
Good
look
for
around.
you.
What's that?
I just said money helps the world go around.
Yeah.
So, where were we heading again?
Tavern, I think, right?
Yeah, that's why you said you wanted to go. Yeah, so you sort of work your way there. It seems to be a bit of a large building. The sort of lower half is sort of made out of stone, like stone that's been put together, and then there's
Is
sort
it
of a
this
bit
one?
of the tavern is here.
Ah, okay, that's what I thought.
That's like some sort of small church or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make your way to the tavern. It's a sort of larger stone structure at the bottom, and then it's the lays above overhang. Think it's sort of like sort of comparing it to real life. It would be like a bit like the Tudor style buildings where you have the stone underneath, and then it's like a wooden timber structure above that sort of overhangs. And there's a sign outside that sort of seems to swing from a sign that says 3 barrels, and it's just got a picture of 3 barrels that are stacked up on each other.
Funny name. And he walks in.
All right.
God, I've forgotten that I need to do that voice. I'll just remember the voice I'm going to have to do. Yeah, so you walk in. It seems there's a couple of people around in the tavern. It's like it seems to just be a couple of people at tables speaking about something. You can't really hear what's being said. It seems to be a private conversation. And then behind the bar, you can see this sort of quite small halfling. Sort of got a bit of a build to her. Sort of pale skin. She has brown eyes, sandy coloured hair that drifts below her shoulders. She seems to wear sort of fairly sort of like smart clothing, and seems to just generally have a smile on her face, and seems to be like cleaning glasses and stuff like that.
I have a personal matter I wish to converse with the tavern keeper.
Well, go do that then. Callie's just kind of confused.
Yeah.
I'll
I
meet it
basically,
at the table you decide to choose.
I basically say, let's leave him to do that.
All right.
So Jorasos will approach the bar, and he'll take a seat. He'll reach into his armor, and he'll pull out a pretty old scrap of cloth that it looks like something has been crudely drawn on. It has the image of a cloaked skeleton atop a black steed under a palm tree with one leaf that is shaped like a scythe. And he'll just sort of slide it forward. I seek information.
All I want.
Have you ever seen this before?
Grenades so we can complete all of that stuff.
She turns around a bit in surprise. She seemed to be quite sort of into what she was doing. Oh, why do you surprise me like that?
apology.
Ah, strange to see one of your kind here.
Indeed. Not by choice.
In fact, I don't think I've seen one of your kind before.
My people are from a far-off land.
Ah, okay.
We rarely ever leave. I was forced away from my home.
Oh, it's terrible to hear. My name is Trim. I run the Three Barrels. Is there anything that I can get you, my sir? Ah, I see that. Are they with you?
Yes, they're with me.
I'll just kind of wave in the background.
Ah, a friendly face.
I
Death
nod.
doesn't quite know what to do with himself in a tavern. He's never been in this situation, so he's kind of just standing awkwardly.
Oh, please, Birdman, please take a seat. You are free to...
He like clumsily and awkwardly like grabs one next to Jorasos and just kind of like sits, but still like doesn't know what quite to do.
Imagine it's just like... As you pull a chair across.
Yeah.
Like a bar.
His face has an intimidating. His face looks intimidating, but his body language just screams awkward.
No, I saw that.
Is there anything that I can get you all?
Jorasos just taps the sigil that's been drawn on that old piece of cloth. What can you tell me about this?
I don't know what that is, my dear.
You never seen this before?
No. I don't know why you think I would have seen such things before.
I know very little about them myself. This sigil is all I have to go on.
I'm sorry, I cannot help you with that.
Very well.
Are there any drinks or anything that you wish to have?
I ask for a chalice of red wine.
Just quickly out of character, cost will come
Yes.
into things.
Okay. Fair. Okay, I inquire how much a chalice of red wine costs then.
How? Let's have a look. Seems to just go behind the bar and... You think she must have a step at the other side of the bar? Because she seems to step back and seems to... You that are sat down, she just sort of disappears behind the bar.
Let me see if I can beat you to this, because I know how to have these up somewhere.
I don't have anything up. I was going to make up a number on the fly.
Oh, okay. But food and drink. That's one.
Yeah, if you have a look,
I'll
then
just
that'll be...
I'll just send you
extra.
this to you.
That'll be
Copy.
extra helpful.
I'll just DM you that.
Alright,
suppose.
cheers.
Oop.
Yeah, I have a rough idea in my head as to how much it's charged, but...
Bam. 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 Straight from the PHP.
Sorry, I just saw cheese hunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's roughly what I was thinking.
Nice.
How much is it?
Oh my dear, it is going to be about... It will be about 2 silver pieces for a chalice of wine.
Very well. So, I basically hand over... I only have gold, so I'll have to give you 1 gold for it.
I will cover it.
Oh, well, I'm sure we can make change and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bar, it's going to have some change.
Yes.
That was me saying that out of character.
Yes.
Yep, so... What,
Oh, go ahead.
while you are here, are you wishing to stay? There's not really anywhere you can go at the moment.
Yeah.
Trade has
that's what we're-
been difficult coming in from the east, and there's not actually been much coming from the west either.
Well, we were actually thinking about trying to get to the bottom of this strange mystery that's going on. So if you have any information that could help, that'd be nice.
That will be delightful. I don't know much of what's been going on. I have been busy in here. We've been... oops. That was me catching my keyboard. We have been looking after the families from these outlying farms and things. I'm afraid I don't really have that much in terms of rooms. I do have 2 rooms, possibly. One is for a family and one is for a solo traveller.
How many people would the family room accommodate?
It's designed to accommodate a family. It would normally accommodate 2 adults and probably normally 2 children. However, that can be upgraded as well.
I jest to Callie. Well, you're pretty small, aren't you?
Yeah, that's certainly true. We are pretty small, those halflings.
I will say that there is a step on the customer's side of the bar as well.
Yeah. I was just assuming I was like up on a stool.
Yeah, there's probably like some stools that are we've got like the capability that allows you to get up easily onto them. Seems like she's thought of it, given that she's probably gone through similar issues.
Yep.
Yeah. I basically say, then how we decipher who gets the individual room?
That is all to you, my dears.
Yeah, I was asking the group, not the
Yeah, I know.
bar owner.
Oh, if it's not me, I don't particularly care.
Jorasos just folds his arms. I don't know about the rest of you, but I generally need a bit more space.
Yeah, probably one of those 2 is the one I would choose. I'd point towards Death and Jaros.
Do not worry about me. I have mastered the art of sleeping standing up.
That worries me more, honestly.
I would have
I don't
to
want to
make...
wake up and you're just standing there. That sounds really not super fun.
I have also mastered the art of sleeping with my eyes open. But I have
Okay,
not
now
combined both. I have not been able to combine both of them.
you're just pulling my leg.
This
Very
is
well.
a common aaracokra joke.
I basically say, very well, I think it's decided. Jorasos, the solo room will be yours.
Nobody really wants to sleep with me, unless you enjoy being kicked by a restless sleeper in the middle of the night.
I don't think anyone enjoys that.
Very well.
So how much will the rooms be,
You have
Tavern Keeper?
You have decided, my dear. It will be
Yeah.
for the 2 rooms. It will be 2 gold per night.
All right.
Do you hand her 2 gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hand her a gold.
You hand her a
Oh.
gold.
I will hand 1 gold
Okay.
for the room I am.
2 gold per night per person, or 2 gold
No,
per night per party?
for both the rooms, my dear. Don't.
Ah,
Those would be silly prices. Those are prices that you would get in the capital.
That sounds like a real rich person price, if you ask me.
Indeed.
Well, I'm going to get some sleep then.
I'm trying to think what time would it be now.
Oh, what time is it?
I'm just
I thought it
working
was
it out
at
in my
night.
head. It was taken. So you got up at yourself at about 8:30 probably. About 8 hours. About 4 p.m. you chat to them. Probably 5 p.m. Yeah, probably about 5 p.m. Maybe 5:30. Something like that.
Is this like a little border thing?
We still have
Hmm.
some time in the day. It may be beneficial to go and meet with the
You know, if you need it,
people
okay, but-
whose family members have gone missing. See what we can glean of those who have gone missing.
Yeah, I'd probably also tell
Sort of-
Arison that we're probably gonna help out with this.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that he was going off to some sort of fairly sturdily built building. Like, you're guessing it's like, for the sake of realism, like some sort of like sheriff's office or something along those lines.
Yeah.
So you can make your way there if you wish.
Howdy there, pilgrim.
Oh dear. Yep, so... Yeah, so you make your way to this building. It seems to be like a... It seems to be sort of split into two halves. You see, like, one side of the building is very well built, really good masonry. Seems to be like a brick-built building. A couple of steps to go up into it.
I stole it.
And then attached to it, it just looks like more of an ordinary house.
How do I drop this man?
So like
How do I drop this man?
wooden structure with like white painted walls and stuff like that. Yeah, you may wander there if you wish.
Yeah, I think Jorasos will open the door. Can I make like some kind of check to see if Jorasos just nonchalantly rips the door off the hinges?
My goodness.
No, this is a very sturdy door.
Makes sense with the building it is.
Yeah.
Fair
Like,
enough.
you wouldn't just sort of walk. If it was like an old structure like where you were before, then yes. Like if you're in that old dungeon that you were in, then that'd be more likely.
But I'm just gonna get to this console.
But you can't
God,
just rip the door
There's a
off.
guy with a bayonet. And
What can I help you with?
We're going to begin our investigation. We'd like to meet with the families of those who've gone missing, see if we can find any details that would connect them, or maybe lead us to the spot where they were taken. Those sorts of things.
Yes, I can certainly take you to the last victim.
Very well.
You can, because Jorasos you've walked in, you can see that in this building, there's like to the left-hand side of the door. You can see that there's like just a couple of like small jail cells type things, and in one of them is this wizard that you'd seen before. The other one is empty.
Okay.
So, yeah. So this half elf just seems to pick up some keys and ushers you out in front of him. As he leaves, he locks the door behind him. And then starts leading you south in the village to... need to open that again. This isn't a 2-scale map, by the way.
Yeah, I figured.
There's more buildings than this. So he probably leads you to somewhere around this sort of area. Sort of southwest of the village.
Okay.
That sort of rough area.
Yeah.
And yeah, he leads you to sort of one of these sort of fairly honourable buildings. Sort of thatched roof.
We could take down
Again,
the wall
with this sort of like white painted exterior with like exposed beams and stuff.
that one.
Yeah, leads you up. He knocks on the door. The rest of you are free to make investigation checks if you wish. As you make your way there.
Cool.
I will instead choose to help out Angel with helping her look for things and whatnot.
So I roll at advantage then.
Mhm.
Very well. Just as well as that was a 2.
Ooh,
Okay, that makes it 18 total instead of 7 total.
Okay. So. Yeah, so. Death, you don't see anything. Angel, and I guess Callie, because Callie, you're helping.
Yeah.
You sort of, when you look down,
No,
you can see that there's clearly been a little bit of struggling. Like there's like a chip in the side of the door frame. Like some of the paint scraped off the wall at the side of the door. You can see some like almost like drag marks, like where sort of like some of the earth next to the building has been scuffed and kicked. And you can sort of, it sort of leads, sort of seems to go across the front of the house and then round the corner.
Okay. I basically see. I planted drag marks to make sure everyone's aware of them.
Yep.
Someone was dragged out of here.
Yeah, I mean, everyone now sees that there's these drag marks.
Big mom.
well, there's no blood, so at least that's good.
No, there's no blood.
They probably
been
dragged him. They probably dragged him away and then killed him.
I mean, you sort of,
Well, that sounds like a lot more effort than just killing them here, so why even bother?
you just, yeah. So, as I say, you can see the drag marks. They sort of seem to go around the side of the building. Like from where you stood, you can't see them from stood in front of the building.
Let's follow them until they disappear for some reason, due to whatever has been causing them to disappear.
Yeah, so
Very well.
you sort of go around the corner of this building, sort of drags sort of down the side of this building, and then sort of seems to go into some sort of like narrower street, and then it just stops. Like the drag marks are going and then gone.
Oh, nice. Are those their tanks that you guys saw? Nice. Nice.
Well, that doesn't really help us. We already kind of knew all that.
Yeah, I mean,
Would it be possible to make some sort of survival check to see if we couldn't find some other clue? Maybe try and find some other kind of markings or?
Yeah, you can. You can definitely make
Fighting over there.
yeah, make a survival check. See if you wanted to do survival.
Not medic, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm not medic. He's running from you.
16.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's you can either make survival or investigation, depending on which one you want to do.
in that case, 13.
Okay. Anyone else wish to make any checks?
Yeah, why not?
Mine was
I-
12.
We'll make, I think, investigation.
Well,
Oh,
right,
awesome.
I'll quickly describe for Josh. You think even with magic, you'd still be able to see something,
Yeah. You get
like even with like as Angel was describing earlier, some sort of spell that allows you to cover your tracks. You'd think even that it would just cover normal tracks. It wouldn't necessarily completely cover drag marks. But there's just nothing. It just gets to this stage and then it just seems to stop.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll take it back to base.
Yeah, Callie, as you look into this area, you can see. You're sort of looking around, and then you just sort of see a slight glint
Bring the fuel truck up.
in the light. You walk over to this thing, and you look down, and it's
Yeah, I was like,
some sort of just
isn't that
like ring
hey, boss, 'cause
with
what
the
we-
initials.
All I know is we had a
Some what again?
It's a ring with and if you're looking at it, you can see that there's some initials in the back with EA,
Yeah.
AE, sorry, on it.
Two of their tanks.
AE.
AE, sorry, I said it the wrong way around.
Ah, yes, reverse EA, my favorite character.
Oh dear. Please don't make any connection to that.
We need some more.
Can
You've picked it up, now you've been
investigate-
charged £500.
Can I investigate the ring? Kind of like I did the Zori from the runes.
I wouldn't say you need to really investigate as such. Callie's done a good enough job.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like sort of doesn't look that expensive. Just looks like a sort of fairly standard like gold ring with like
Now this isn't the same as this necklace that I found.
no.
Oh well, yeah, it's got different initials.
Is it like a wedding band?
Hey, give me. I suppose because Jorasos doesn't really know about weddings. I guess.
Not
He
really.
doesn't know how to get married. You know.
I don't think the leonin culture really does that necessarily.
Yeah, not in the way these civilized folks
Yeah.
do it.
Maybe
We're back.
Callie and Angel, you'd get the idea that it could be some sort of like wedding ring or something like that. It seems like
Maybe.
you'd guess that like maybe it was dropped in a struggle or something.
Yeah. Well, now the question is: this the person who was kidnapped, or the kidnappers?
You would have to ask people.
We gotta get
Yes,
fixed.
exactly.
Gotta
Probably
get
do that.
fixed.
Yeah. We should ask about if anyone knows anyone with the initials AE.
Not
Never
EA.
mind.
Well,
Take it away from here.
oh, is it AE or
It's
EA?
AE. I'm just saying it's not EA.
Okay. Well, I think we just need to see if the person living here had the initials AE.
Yep, you can certainly ask.
Never
So the
mind.
person that brought us here is still with us, right?
Yeah, the sort of leader of the town.
Yeah.
Is
Oh, okay.
just like stood outside the door. He's seen that you're investigating the thing.
So Ariston, do you know who lived here?
Yes, the name of the person is Arnold Elara. That is the man who's gone missing.
Well, we think we found the ring. Well, I guess we have found it.
May I take a look?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I take it you point out the initials.
Yeah.
Yeah, this must be his. Where did you find it?
Just over there. I'll point to where we found it.
I must have missed that on my initial search. Okay.
We found the drag mark, but they just disappear. Even magic that would hide tracks wouldn't necessarily hide drag. Everything just vanishes.
Perhaps we're thinking about this the wrong way. Maybe, instead of a spell, there's something else at play. Well, it might still be a spell. But, you know, it also doesn't leave drag marks.
Are you suggesting
Let's-
there's
I don't
someone
even know
giant
like,
lifting
No.
them up off the ground?
I was
possible.
thinking more like a flying creature lifting them up off the ground or something. That would also help explain how no one noticed anything leaving.
Yeah, but you
Well,
think
that's far more ominous.
Alternatively, we could think about the other direction, but I feel like that would leave more of a trail. Something went under the ground.
All right, tankers, we stole enemy.
Who knows?
If it did go under-
passageway be feasible?
Sorry, Josh?
Could a secret passageway be feasible?
I mean,
Aingeal tries to answer you. It would be feasible, but how would you hide it again every time?
Callie, I'd say,
Clearly.
I'd say, Callie, your sort of check of like the area, you'd probably say you doubt that there would be, basing it off your investigation check.
I doubt there'd be what?
You
I
doubt
see.
there'd be any sort of secret passageway around that area.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I looked around, didn't see anything. Probably nothing there. And also, if that were the case, wouldn't that mean that like every missing person would like be dragged to somewhere where there was an entrance? I feel like there's not too many entrances. If there was a secret underground tunnel base under the town.
Yeah. Half elf.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting his name.
We've
Too many
taken
names going on.
several of their like.
Harrison, Silk Server. Do you wish to speak to his wife?
Yeah, that would be probably smart.
It could help us glean some information that would be useful.
You see Harrison just knock on the door. Then a couple of minutes later, you hear the like bolt unlock and stuff like that. She comes out. Seeing Harrison stood outside, she looks hopeful for a second. Harrison just says, "So,
You don't need diesel when you're in the tank.
I've brought some people over. They have recently
I'll
arrived
do
in
it. I'll do that.
and investigating the issue, the ongoing issue.
What sort of weapon?
You see her sort of tear up slightly. She was obviously expecting better news.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this would be a human woman, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry to be a bother. I know it's probably still hard, but could you tell me anything that you knew about what happened last night or a few nights ago?
He's terrible. Just overnight, he seemed to disappear.
You didn't hear anything? You didn't see anything?
I didn't hear anything. I woke up the next morning. He was gone. There was just simply some of the pottery we have had obviously been knocked off the dresser onto the floor. I don't know what happened. If you are helping out, you may come in and have a look for yourself.
All right. That sounds like a plan.
Yep, she'll. Erisine steps in first, and then you may all step in. It's sort of like fairly simple. In fact, this is a good point to take a break, actually. And when we return, you'll be able to explore the house.
All right.
So we'll take
Water time.
take a 5-minute break, then we'll be back.